Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Cheryl Algie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria, Australia. So I've been wanting to create a fan fold card. I've never made one before, and then I made one with a retiring set, and then I thought, you know, when I first saw this is one of the products coming next week, the Perfectly Pears with the Painterly Pears DSP. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh no, not more pears. But honestly, this paper is absolutely stunning. I'll pull out whole sheets so you can see I've used a little bit of it. How gorgeous is that? The back of it's just the Secret C. I've got the Secret C with the pears. I just love, that's probably my favourite piece. And then we've got Darling Dumpling, just a bit of a plaid-y sort of a one on the back of it. And it's also got, as you can see here, I've cheated for this card. I actually did, where are we? Last week, actually, when I was making these cards I did last week, I actually used some of this. I did a few more after I'd finished my live, and I've actually stamped and die cut my pears for this card. And it's the same, if you look back next to the week before's, that's the card fold we did last week, and that's the stamped ones. To this afternoon, I'm using the ones out of the paper. Just cheating a little bit, just to make it a little bit quicker. I actually probably didn't realise I could have done that, but there's heaps that you can cut out of there. What pieces haven't I shown you? I wanted to show you that whole piece of the, where is it? Showed you that one, didn't I? This whole piece, it's got the pears around the outside, so you could use that for a scrapbook page. I think I've cut into mine, so I won't be doing that. I showed you that. This one's gorgeous too, the Darling Dumpling. I may have showed you that, and it's just the blossomy sort of things on the back. And we have this one here. That's pretty, and that's got the Mossy Meadow, and I think it's got Old Olive in it too. So that'll be that'll be available for you guys to purchase next Tuesday. And the more samples that were shared on our demonstrator party planning group, the more I liked it. And particularly this, I haven't used it yet, particularly this leaf die. And you don't have to use the leaf die just with the pears. It's got some little flowers, 2 lots. Got this hashy sort of, I think that you call that a hash. And it's got the pears that you can die cut. And it's a 2-step stamp, so you can make the pears any colour that you like. Okay, so there's that. We might get started with our card. I can find where it is. So this this card might have taken me quite a while to work out the measurements, because there's measurements everywhere for an 8.5 by 5.5 card, and I don't make those sized cards unless I really have to. So I was determined I was going to work out how to do it in our metric size, and hello, I did. So this is just a half a piece. That's our inside, and our layers are going to be this. So first we're going to place a mark my old eyes can see this properly, my poor eyes. I've already done the mark at 4.2 centimetres. Now we're going to do that on, this is our insert. We're going to do that on our insert and our other two, and our insert is 10 centimetres by 14.4, which is the same measurement as the first layer. Now this is going to be a bit hard to see, but we should be able to. Oh, I've already marked that too. Have I already marked the DSP? I was probably thinking I would save some time. Now, which way up? Yeah, I have. I forgot I did that yesterday, so we'll be all good. Then what we're going to do is cut from this mark here to the bottom of the card. I'm just making sure that I've got my trimmer where you can see. Just waiting for the video to catch up a little bit. Yeah, I think you can see that. So when you do this, you don't start from a little point. You start from, starting from this edge and going down to the point. Otherwise you can crush your point. If you've got points on both edges, both sides, from top to bottom, you would start in the centre. Just not sure if that's quite in the centre. Right, that's pretty good. So then this piece we're going to save, okay? Saving that piece. And we're going to do the same. We'll do the centre one first, the one in the middle, the one on the inside of the card. Use your words, Cheryl. So again, push your blade up to that edge, cut there. We don't need that bit. We could probably do your sentiment on it if you wanted to. And these are, I didn't say what those, so these two, the inside piece and the first layer, this is 10 centimetres. These are both 10 centimetres by 14.4 centimetres. You guys that have used the, what do they call them, imperial measurements, you have, there's plenty of people that have got tutorials for those measurements, which is why I'm not, why I recreate the wheel. You know, you've already got them, so you've already got the facility to grab them, whereas we don't have, I don't believe anyone else has done a metric size of this card. And this piece here is 9.5 centimetres by 13.9. Those are my standard sized layers when I create a card. So we don't need that piece either. Just popping them over there. Just put my trimmer out the way for a bit till what do I do with my, always losing things. What do I do with my silicone mat ever? I picked it up with something and is that one under there? Gosh, it was just here. I've got another one in my top drawer to do. The other one will reappear magically at some stage. So I'm gonna just adhere these. Just make sure you've got the right. Yeah, that's the right. Putting it on the correct side. I won't say the right side because that might confuse you. We're putting it on the correct side. So that on the inside. Of course, if you wanted to stamp on that, you would stamp that before you put it on the inside. That's your insert piece. And same with this one, just make sure you've got the correct side up. And I'm not liking what the seal is doing to my cardstock. I've just got to go a bit slow. We thought they might have got them mixed up with the Seal Plus because, yeah, or done something to the cardstock with Stampin' Up! A kind of ignoring all my questions on that, so I'm none the wiser. I'm just going to turn that round because I want this edge to be straight. So we'll go from there. Perfect. And the same with this. I don't need to worry about which side this is because I know which pattern that I chose. So again, we're going to line that up here. And when you make one of these cards, you'll have enough of the cutout bits to make two. And I'll show you how. So my pears, I've already die cut them. That's the piece I saved. So then we have, to remember what I've got here. Where is my, looking for my card, but that's right, I haven't done one yet, that's why. Ah, dear, oh dear. Yeah, I'm just going to have to measure what I've got here. So fan. So now the fans, that should be, this piece here is, don't worry about the measurements because I'm putting them all on my blog, okay? That's 13 by 8.5. I'm just measuring them so so I'm not going to get them all mixed up and do the wrong thing. And then cut this one in half. This is where, see, we've got two. I'm going to actually share my video if I can. Where's my share thing? Put it in full screen. Settings. Can't see how to do that. Okay, I'll just keep going. Can't see anybody there, so I think I might be talking to myself. So if you're there, can you say hello and tell me where you're from? I really enjoy people interacting while I'm creating. So pop this in your trimmer like this, like so, with the left hand edge in, and you're going to cut on the diagonal with our blade in the centre, like I said before. So what we're going to get is I'm going to actually make two cards, because what we're going to get is enough of these, enough of the fans for two cards, so why not? So that was 13.85, so this one is 12. No, it isn't. That one must be the smallest one. No, this one's 12, is it? 12 by 7.5 here. So do the same with this one. You do the same with all these pieces. And then we can pop that one on there. You see what we're doing? And that one on there. And then we're doing the same with all of them. So yeah, because that's, I think that's what I worked out. I thought I had one already done, but I haven't, because I thought then I'll have all these pieces, and I don't really want to make these all out of the pears. So in the centre again, I'll do that. There's that one. And that one, so that's your biggest fan. Then we're going to work on our smallest one. And remember, we saved this piece. So then we've got this piece, which is I'll just go through those measurements in case you can't wait to do it. There's nobody there, so you probably can wait. So the first fan was 13 by 8.5 centimetres. The second one was 12 by 7.5. The next one was 11 by 6.5. Excuse me. And the card base, hang on. The next one is the cut off from the card base. And then the next layer is 3.5 by 14 centimetres. And then the DSP was 3 by 13 centimetres. And we're just doing the same with all of these. I'm not actually sure. I haven't tried doing it from the opposite way, but I'm not too sure whether that would work or not. I think I did one earlier. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was the DSP was the wrong side up. So, and I've got a piece from my other one. So I'm just going to tuck that in there because it's just a matter of, it'll just be a matter of me putting the fans and the pairs on that one and it's done. Because when I'm cutting these in half, I'm doing enough for two. Does that make sense? Make sure that's in the centre. And hold it tight. It can slip a little bit. I'll just show you our smallest fan will be this, like that, and like that. So there we've got our two fans and we've got our ones for our other card. I'm just going to quickly put them together as well. Just I think I'm done with that. So now just make sure you're putting the adhesive on the correct side. We're gonna, oops, doesn't want to roll. Make sure you get it into the tip of that. You can use, of course, your multi-purpose glue. I just don't like being all stuck up, so I'm using this. My seal, and I think if I get my, you do have the advantage of wiggle room if you do use multi-purpose, but I think that's good enough. And I want to again get, are you going to run out on me? I can see the red line. That's not good. We might get through. We'll see how we go. I might have another one loaded, ready to go. Hopefully. Just get that layered up nicely too. And we'll do this one. Just making sure, yeah, that's right. Bit tricky to get in this right into this the point of that, but with your silicone mat it's not tricky at all. You don't even need to think whether you need a silicone mat, you just do. It's just part of your tools. I don't know where I'd be without mine. Just got to see where that's going to go. That'll do. So we're getting getting a few new products next week. Oops, that's... whether I cut that wrong or not. No, you're going to move up a bit, you are. Probably is better if you use your wiggle room glue on here, but I think we're going to get by. Come here. Come here. I'm going to put the fans together on the other card as well. Same way. Let's make sure I've got them so that they're matching. Yep. On your seal. And run it right to the corner of that. Can do it with seal. It can be done. So if it can be done, I usually do. It's one of my favourite products, but I was having issues last week. It was probably, sometimes they have a, I think they have a faulty one every now and again, which is probably the same with most things. We want that into the centre there, and we want this lined up here too, so that it's straight. There we go. And you can see I put this card together as well yesterday when I was just making sure which way these go. It's like that. So they won't go the other way. If I was to try and put that, it won't go that way. So you know it's that way. Yeah, so, oh, that's not good. My fingers stuck to it. I told you I didn't want to get sticky, and now I've got sticky cardstock on my fingers. Where's my, here it is over there. My hand sanitizer. I might have to use that. Because my fingers won't work if they're stuck up. Come on. Alright. Just have to be a bit careful because it's wanting to tear. I guess I'm just gonna, not even going to attempt to do that again. I'm just going to put a bit of liquid glue there. Because it wasn't playing ball, was it? Oh, get off. Just testing me. Oh, I've got glue on my finger. That one seems to be a bit long. It can't be because it's the same measurement. Just have to put it more into the... Yep, that's good. More into the middle. Go. Now. Can do this. Okay. Now, like I said, we're doing two at once. So what we need to do is, she needs to look at her card and see what? You need to probably line that up there and line that up there. So where you don't want glue is on this piece up here. So if you avoid the top part of it, if I do that, it doesn't work if you do that. So what I do is just, you want it on the point, you want it coming up there. I just guess. That's probably could be better to be not far enough up than too far, because then you've got glue that you can't get off. Okay, so we're going to line that up there and line that up there and just check and make sure I haven't got any glue. No, I haven't got any glue where it's not meant to be. Can't believe how easy this card is, really. Actually might. That one, you don't want the glue right up the top, so we'll just... It's only a little bit of it that pokes out. So. And you put that, line that up into there. It's looking like a card now, isn't it? Now, where's my other one? That way. I'm glad I made a card first, because I would be trying to, which way up does this go? And I would have had glue where it shouldn't have gone, I think. Again, line that up there and there. That's about right. Same here. And you could just put a sentiment on here, but I've cut out some pears, so we'll see how we go. They looked good with my oranges, so we're going to have a look and see what we are. That's probably what I didn't do. I didn't cut out 2 lots of pears, but anyway, you only need to see one card complete, don't you? And I wasn't sure what... so the dies also cut out these little flowers too. I've cut all of these out with the dies, the leaf for the top of the pear. And I wasn't sure whether I wanted to emboss the sentiment, or because you don't really know until you've got the card together, and that's for the envelope or the inside. I don't know. Yeah, you could put the flowers on the inside. So let's just have a play and see what we would like to do. I struggled with, do I want it on the angle or do I want it like that? I think that's nice, actually. And I've got one for the other one. I have to cut out the little ones for that. And then I think I'll put that on the inside and that on the envelope. Or did I put, no, I didn't put anything on the envelope. Then we've got to choose whether, I did these ahead of time because I just wasn't sure, didn't want to be here keeping you for too long. I think I do like the embossed piece, so you all know how to emboss, so I didn't bore you with that. Probably should have cut that. Can I do that? I can never do this. So here goes. Grab some big scissors and just put your big girl pants on and see if you can. So I just cut that a bit close. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. I just need to cut some pears for the other one. Don't really like my embossing on that. So that's going to be for the inside. And I think I'll pop up the greeting, but I'll put these down flat, I think. And from what I've seen, everybody seems to have put the stem of the pears on the top of the pear, not underneath it, so we'll do that. Not quite sure how it's meant to go. Doesn't really need much popping up anyway because it's got all those layers. And this is a beautiful thinking of you card, isn't it? Actually saying that, I might not put dimensionals there either. Save on postage, why not? And then our flowers go in here. Really cute. And our pears, these ones, I'd have to go this side. It's what you do with you don't waste any of these. You can cut them out, and I probably should have done some sponging underneath that, but anyway, I didn't. I might do it on the other one, I forgot, but that's what I normally do. So then we need some blingy things. So these must be I showed you these last week, and these must be the ones that go with this paper because it all goes. So I think I've mainly used the Secret C. Not that it probably even needs any bling, but we'll give it some. Just going to pick those up with my fingers. I've been struggling a bit. I need to get my other who's in my bob of my take your pick tool out, the hooky one, because it doesn't seem to pick up with this one anymore. No, it's still on the desk from last week. Not that I haven't done anything, I have. I promise you I have. So how cute is that? With its little envelope. Just going to refresh my page. Okay. Got a bit worried I might have been on the wrong page then, because when I shared it went to me. It went to me as me, not my Chesa K one. So anyway, let me put those back in there. Actually, I could put those on there, couldn't I? Put that on there. We might just have. No, I think we need two. And then I am expecting a call from about my MRI. So from Bendigo. So I'm keeping an eye on the clock, and I was thinking, well, if they do ring, hopefully I'm done with my card. But I haven't rang yet, so I thought I would show you. I've been mucking about with, now they're not going to go anywhere. Oh, and let me put my directions there, although I've already started to write up my blog. And this one here, this was my first one, because to be honest, I'm not real fond of this paper, so I thought I'd use that, and if I stuffed up it wouldn't matter. So there's a different look. You've got your two contrasting pieces there. I didn't put I put a whole sheet and then the white. Oh, I could have done that actually, couldn't I? Well, I didn't. And I'm waiting for a stamp set I've ordered. I thought it would be here tomorrow, which wouldn't have helped today anyway, but it's been incorrectly sorted and it went to Mornington, if you please. So, and it's I will show you next week when I finish this. It's a circle stamp. You know the stamps that when you stamp, it's the greeting pops, that's in white, and the background is in the colour that you stamped with. Does that make sense? So I thought that would be great on there. So that's what I'm waiting for to finish that. And because you can make 2 cards at the same time, I did these 2 with citrus blooms, which is all still available. The paper actually didn't retire. It's still available to purchase, and that is what I've used there, although I've cheated and I've used the dies to cut out my oranges. So I was rather chuffed with that card, and it's a nice, like, thinking of you card, I think. So anyway, moving on to the sunflower embossing folder. Now, I'm not going to make a card. I'm just going to show you how I did this. Do you remember the blackout embossing technique? I'd forgotten how you did it, so I looked it up again and I had a bit of a play. So I'm going to show you what I did. I've cut, so it's a really big folder. Where did I put it? She plays this game. Where did I put it? Here we go. It's here. So it's one of these really big ones. So you get 2. These both measure 10.5 this way. It measures 21 across there. Across that way. I'm not sure what the length is. Where'd my ruler go? Yeah. Or is it that way that it's 10? So it's, yeah, so it's enough for our cards. That's 14.9. It's enough to do 2 cards out of one go through. So that's a spare. And I'll just show you what I'll just give you a refresher. So my blends are a bit shabby looking, and I'm sorry, but we don't have many greens, and all my greens are just terrible. So I've used a retired one, which is dark succulent in. So those ones that we had a couple of years ago. Actually, some of them are. One of them I picked up as totally dry. So this is what I did. Just took my blends, and this is the reverse side. So just to show you, itchy nose. I started on the wrong side of the other one, as you can see, so then I had to flip it over. This is the usual side that you use. So when you're doing reverse embossing, you use it on your colour on this side, okay? And don't laugh at my blends, they have seen better days. This is Daffodil Delight. I was looking for my Darling Duckling, and then I remembered I don't think I got that because I didn't think that I wasn't sure whether I needed it or not. Because I've got Daffodil, I didn't really think that there would be enough difference to differentiate, if you know what I mean, when I was colouring things in. So and I'm using a paper that's all grotty, I'm sorry, and so that was Daffodil Delight. That's not how I started. I started with Pecan Pie in the centre. We could go a bit darker, couldn't we? We could go early espresso. Do we want to do early espresso? We might, actually. We might, because which one's the blends? Oh, no, that's dark enough. With the blends, it's dark. Oh, yeah, This one I used sponge daubers and just sponged on the colour, okay? It's not as vivid as using the blends, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. And I used the new colours. I used Timid Tiger, used Pecan Pie in the centre, Timid Tiger and Darling Duckling and Garden Green. Then when I went to replicate it with my blends, I realised we don't have, it's the wrong side, we don't have a Garden Green blend. I don't know why we don't have a Garden Green blend, but we don't. So just like that. That's all I did. And it looks like a huge mess at the moment, doesn't it? A huge, huge mess. Okay, we're going to fix that, hopefully. So we're going to take our Secret C. I'm using the, oh, I didn't want slushy. I'm using this because you use a lot of ink doing this technique. So, and you want to use this end, not this end. And don't put it down flat. Put it on an angle. I'm surprised that no one's done this already with this gorgeous folder. And yeah, as I said, you'll be able to get your hands on this on Tuesday next week if you would like. Takes a bit. A bit patchy there. And we'll go just over it again. Interested to see what the tissue, what the soft succulent looks like. I was tempted to use Pretty Peacock too. That would be another go. And my blends in that colour are probably pretty good. That's looking good. I like that. To get that edge. I probably didn't colour that very well, did I? By the looks. That green thing. Anyway, anything like that, that's where you can trim off, or that's where your greeting goes. So, yeah, I didn't get that. I wonder if I can get that. This is a bit of an experiment, is that? That's that dark? That's dark. Let me see if I can fix that. Should have coloured that, and I didn't. Probably coloured that, and I shouldn't have either, but it's just a play. That's looking better. So there we go. Let's just get rid of those scrappy bits. Put it in the bin, and I'll show you these. So that's the soft succulent. That's the Garden Green sponged, and this is Shaded Spruce. Shaded Spruce, Daffodil Delight, same as what I've just used. The only difference is the leaves. Okay, I really do like that colour. I wish we'd bring that back. So there you go, just to show you give you a little bit of a sneak peek, and I'll work on making those up into cards, and I'll pop them on my socials as well. I don't want to touch any of those other cards and bring them back in because I've got black ink all over me. So I hope you will say hello or comment later and tell me what you thought of my cards. And I'll see you next week.